What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5 minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the Safelite Defense triple mag pouch. Now this guy's going to cost you roughly around 45 bucks. Fortunately, Safelite Defense sent this to us to kind of test and review, give them our input and our thoughts. So we're going to give them both kind of the tactical side of it as well as the law enforcement side of this. I am going to hand this off to a federal law enforcement officer to test a little bit, to give their feedback against some of the Safariland custom Kydex products as well as the HSGI products that they're all running within their agency. So that way we can kind of see just from the law enforcement perspective what they feel about this in comparison to some of those other products that are out on the market. Now, when it comes down to it, I would definitely categorize this more as just a law enforcement and civilian market product, just because it only comes in black. It does come with a couple different patterns. You have this grid pattern that kind of looks like carbon fiber. There's also a hair cell pattern to it that looks a lot like Kydex, and then you do have MOLLE on the back. The cool thing with this MOLLE is you can configure this for a 1.5 inch belt all the way up to 2 1/4 inch belt, and then you can also set this up on standard MOLLE or thin MOLLE. So you do have a lot of versatility when it comes to setting this up on a tactical belt or a duty belt. So you have quite a few options when it comes down to it. Right there on their website, they have all the information as far as how to specifically run that MOLLE for those different styles of belts. So it's right below the pictures, right before you order it. With that, if you do want to use this in a tactical setting, you can purchase adhesive Cordura material. 3M usually makes it, and you can set this up with different colors of multicam, tans, greens. If you want to go with a black just to protect the material, you could do that. Blues, grays, there's a list of different colors when it comes to those Cordura materials that you can get and purchase to set this up and cover it. All you have to do is pull all the screws out, punch the holes for the screws to pass back through, and it'll just stick and adhere itself to the actual material. So that is an option if you want to run it in a tactical setting. The only caveat and the thing that I would caution is if you are used to running your mags where the bullets are facing forward, it may take a little bit of practice and repetition on the range to adjust how you draw these mags and reload your pistols when it comes to the orientation being bullets faced out instead of forward. So that's the only thing that kind of caught my attention with this guy. But the nice thing with this is it is universal. It will carry Glocks, SIGs, and Smith & Wesson M&P mags. I have the Glock 17 mag. The 22 mags or the 40 cal mags will also fit in this. This is the SIG P320 mag. I've also tested the 226 mags. They'll fit in here as well. And then your Smith & Wesson M&P or M&P Pro mags. I haven't had any success when it comes to STI mags or MBX mags, depending on if you're running a double stack 1911. So I would caution if you're looking at purchasing for those, just the mag is just a little bit too thick when it comes to the pouch in comparison to like the mag. So like this MBX mags that I have here, it's just a little too wide, so it gets caught up here on the back side of this. So it may work, it may not, it just depends on the mags. This is a 9mm MBX mag, so that's about as small as they get. So I just caution you there if you're looking at that. But for everything else, it does a pretty good job. I have heard CZ mags work really well with these as well, so that is good to hear as well. Outside of that, I really can't think of anything else. I'm super impressed with this product straight off the bat, just pulling it straight out of the bag and playing around with it, setting it up on different belts, running it with different mags. I've been pretty impressed with it. It did take a little bit to get used to the orientation. I'm not really a fan of my ammunition facing out or the bullets facing out. I prefer them facing forward just because it feels more natural when it comes to reloads. But there are some guys that prefer this. The one really cool thing that I also noticed about this is there are similar products. I know from Safariland for one, and another custom Kydex company, that they have the same configuration, but it's only 2 mags, and they weren't universal or compatible with a lot of other products or magazines, where this is 3 mags and it's universal to a lot of different magazine or pistol magazines that are out there. So I would highly recommend this over some of the other stuff just from my perspective. So we'll see what the law enforcement guys say, but I mean, with that, I would highly recommend it just from what I've seen. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We'll help you out in any way that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.